Trigger warning, this video is about women who choose predators over their own children. We're going to start this series off with a woman who appeared on the Dr. Phil show. The episode was called Saving Grace. Grace was her 6-year-old granddaughter. They were appearing on the Dr. Phil show because her husband, Grandpa, had essayed their 6-year-old granddaughter, Grace. So this all started when Grace spent the night with her grandparents. Grandma was giving Grace a bath, when Grandma noticed that Grace was very red, irritated, and rashy down there. In other words, Grace flat out tells her grandma that her papa did this to her. So what do you think Grandma did? A. She calls the police. B. She calls Grace's parents. C. She confronts her husband. And none of the above. Grandma does not say a word. She puts Grace to bed. The next day, Grace goes back home to her parents' house. Grace's father is their son. Grandma does not tell her son or her daughter-in-law anything. So a few days go by, and Grace ends up telling her mother what her papa did to her. God bless this mother right here. So Mom has her daughter tell her dad what Grandpa did, and says that she's going to call the police and file charges. So Dad tells Dr. Phil that he didn't cry for his daughter when he found out what Grandpa had done to her, but instead, he cried for his father because he was afraid his father was going to jail. Just stop and think about that. He did not cry when he found out that his father had essayed his 6-year-old daughter, but he did cry thinking about his father going to jail. So Grace's mother calls the grandmother. She says, "Y'all better get a good defense attorney because I'm pressing charges." And then Grandma says, "What are you people trying to do to us? Grandpa can just apologize to Grace and everything will be okay. He loves Grace so much, he didn't mean to do this to her." So after confronting her husband's parents, the mom finds out that Grandma knew about it days prior and didn't say anything to anyone. Grandma says, "Y'all are being dramatic." Then Grace tells her parents details about the attack. I'm gonna have to use code words. Grandpa said being with their daughter made him feel young, like he was back in high school. It was very exciting for him. So when he put his hand on her leg, something told him to go further. He says that Grace didn't push him away, so she must have liked what he was doing. So he became more aggressive with her. I can't say what he did, but it goes beyond horrifying. So Grandma says, "But it's not like he R-worded her. He didn't penetrate." Yeah, she said that, but he actually did digitally. But she says that's not the R word. And that she thinks they should be allowed to see their granddaughter. They should be allowed to keep her overnight. And that she just won't leave him alone with the child anymore. And that Grandpa should just apologize to Grace and everyone move past this. She says that Mom's just making a big stink and being dramatic. That, my friends, is called a woman protecting a predator. She defends him. She protects him. She's choosing him over her children and grandchildren. She holds his hand throughout the episode. If only she had protected her granddaughter the way she protects him. Grandpa was convicted, but he got out. She should have been arrested too because she's just as guilty as he is. Afterwards, he exploited and profited from this situation.